You scare the living daylights out of the left, and it's all because you like Elon Musk. He's rich, powerful, and worst of all, he doesn't play by their rules. Now they're calling him a global tragedy? Please. Why? Well, because the liberals building rockets, rescuing astronauts that the Biden regime left for dead, and expanding free speech for everyone is now considered a tragedy. Just ask them, they'll tell you. In this video, we expose why the left is losing its mind over the one man they can't control. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Do me a favor, become a subscriber to the channel. Hit the notification bell, smack that like button, because it does help us get our message out to more people. So, what's got the professional meltdown artists at Salon hyperventilating about this week? Well, their headline says it all. A tragedy for the world, how the Musk takeover is sowing global chaos. Yeah, Salon is sounding the alarm like it's doomsday all over again, this time over innovation? Not war, not crime, not global instability. No, the villain of the week is a billionaire launching rockets, rescuing people, and giving people internet access. You can't make this up. And if you think that headline is over the top, just wait until you hear what's inside. Now, here's the deal. Calling Musk's innovations a tragedy in reality is about as dramatic as fainting on a velvet chase. But why are they suddenly so scared of him? Like, what's changed? Okay, the piece starts off with the writer saying, I recently interviewed social psychologist Kurt Gray, oh boy, about his new book, Outraged, Why We Fight About Morality and Politics, in which he argues that he can bridge ideological divides by drawing on evolutionary evidence and developing ways of building trust. This is how they think over there in the leftward land of silliness. It goes on. Despite the state of the world today, there's evidence that this is possible through the use of randomly selected mini publics modeled on jury duty, whether here in America or around the world. But creating conditions in which such examples can flourish may seem like a pipe dream as America risks descending into autocracy where no dialogue is possible or permitted. First of all, I call bullshit. My first question is, why weren't they concerned about this stuff before they lost everything on November 5th? Why did they want to bridge ideological divides using evolutionary evidence to build trust before all of their power went away? They're full of crap. It seems awfully convenient to do it now, don't you think? It's kind of like when the Republicans took over the Senate and Chuck U. Schumer, suddenly in the minority, immediately asked to share power with the Republicans, to have bipartisanship. It's pretty ballsy because he's the guy that always gave the double barrel middle finger to the Republicans every day when he was in power. The left is not about giving up any power whatsoever. That's why there's all kinds of attacks on Tesla dealerships, Tesla vehicle owners right now. We can definitively say that up to this very moment, that Elon Musk did absolutely nothing wrong. What did he do wrong? He was tasked by the President of the United States, Donald Trump, to look for waste, fraud, and abuse inside government agencies of the executive branch. I would say this is another 80-20 situation. While 80% of America is jumping for joy that their tax dollars are finally being considered important by people in charge, and the 20% of the ones that had your tax dollars taken away from them because they proved that they can't be trusted, they're pissed. So what is Elon really doing? Okay, SpaceX is reigniting interest in space travel. I mean, there is a meme going around that is critically accurate saying, abandoned by Biden, saved by Elon, the astronauts. It looked like the Biden administration said, go to hell with them stuck up there, and that in space, we didn't know what to do. I mean, that's what it's like. But we don't know how to get them home. And so Elon Musk comes along and says, hold my beer. I'll go get them. Tesla has bullied the entire auto industry into cleaning up their act. I own a regular car, but I know enough people who have Teslas, and they tell me they are amazing vehicles. And to be honest with you, once they have enough charging stations around and they speed it up from taking 20 minutes to charge a car, I would be interested in buying one. And not to save the planet, because I believe that's all BS, left-wing gobbledygook, but because they seem to be very good cars. And then there's the tragedy of Starlink. Did you hear about this? I'm kidding, of course. It's literally bringing the internet to people in the middle of nowhere. That's chaos. If so, give us some more chaos. We could use it. So the Salon piece goes on to say, one of Kurt Gray's key arguments is that humans evolved as a prey species with a profound orientation toward avoiding harm, which has become the basis for all our morality. He thinks that's also a basis for liberals and conservatives to understand each other by focusing on how they both see harm. The immediate problem I see with this is that the liberals redefine what harm is every chance they get. They have redefined left-wing violence as free speech and conservative free speech as violence. They actually believe that words physically hurt people. There is no getting along with people who think that way, guys. There is no middle ground to find when you're dealing with delusional people. It then goes on to say, you have a person, Elon Musk, who is not sharing information with the objective of creating an accurate representation of the state of the world, but who is trying to mold the way his audience thinks such that it aligns with his core interests. It continues. We know that's an example of information warfare. There's an example of how humans use information to strategically manipulate each other. We've been doing that as a species always. The difference now is that you have an actor with these highly strategic motivations who is not only the richest man in the world and therefore has virtually unlimited resources available to broadcast that information, but is also the owner of the largest social media network dedicated to politics, which means he can craft these messages very efficiently. First of all, so what? I mean, can you feel the hysteria in these people? First off, I don't know of Salon ever writing a piece questioning the Biden administration, for example, forcing Twitter and all the other big social media platforms to censor the free speech of conservatives or anyone else that wanted to say things that the communists and the Biden regime didn't want being heard. For them to complain like this when they were silent, when people's First Amendment rights were actually being taken away, is like pissing up someone's leg and telling them that it's raining. And Salon represents pretty much the entire leftward land of silliness and how they think and behave. They're not just annoyed. In this piece, they're hysterical. They paint Musk as some sort of existential threat to global stability. Why? Because Elon is effective. Liberals are not used to people doing the right thing, which doesn't include liberals having a rigged system. And he's not even being paid for it. Elon purchased Twitter, turned it into X, and gave the world back their free speech. What does it say about our institutions when one man is outpacing entire governments? I say no for the liberals. They have done far too many things that prove they are authoritarians who never gave a damn about the people they harmed. They swarmed on anyone wearing a MAGA hat. Remember all that shit? Right now, they're out there attacking Tesla dealerships, Tesla vehicles and the owners, fellow Americans, because they own a Tesla. While your average bureaucrat is still stapling pages together in a third meeting about nothing, Musk is launching satellites and flipping industries on their heads. Guys, that's not chaos. That's leadership. That's progress. I thought the libnuts were all about progress. And this so-called Musk takeover, I mean, slow your roll, morons. He's not staging a coup. He's investing in companies. That's called capitalism, for goodness sake. But when someone gets too successful, the left starts to sweat like it's 1776 all over again. I mean, spoiler alert, it's not the fall of civilization. It's just that liberals know they can't compete in the arena of ideas. And that's why they always prefer to have a system rigged in their favor, no matter what type of system it is. Remember when Musk was the darling of the left until their political masters told him that's enough? As long as he was making electric cars and talking about climate change, they couldn't praise him fast enough. But the moment he started promoting free speech, questioning government narratives, and refusing to play the censorship game, the switch flipped. The moment he started questioning the narrative, bam, he was excommunicated from the Church of Approved Liberal Opinions. Funny how that works, right? One day you're the golden boy and the next you're an enemy of democracy. Almost like their values are just a tool for control. So let's recap. Salon says Musk is sowing global chaos, but what he's really doing is shoving the world forward, whether they like it or not, while everyone else is still standing still. He's the wrench in the slow-moving machine of mediocrity, and that terrifies the hell out of them. You see, to the professional hysterics, progress isn't defined by results. No, it's defined by who controls the narrative. And when someone like Musk starts building instead of begging, their whole fragile system starts to shake. In the end, Elon Musk isn't the tragedy. They are. The liberals are. He's building. They're complaining. He's pushing boundaries. They're writing clickbait articles. So here's the bright side, guys. As long as Musk keeps charging forward, there's hope for the rest of us. Because innovation, free speech, and daring to challenge the herd, that's what real progress looks like. All right, thank you for watching. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with real stories the mainstream won't touch. I'll see you in the next one.
Wake up, honey, I made you breakfast. Fresh coffee and bagels, too. A new day is waiting for us. We got lots of fun stuff to do. Let's go to the zoo and feed the monkeys. I can lend them your baseball cap.